Morning guys, last day, we did it, 31 days of vlogs, and today I thought I'd talk about the mechanics of change. Possibly some of what I've been speaking about over the last 30 days has been confronting or challenging or inspiring, or as a friend pointed out, agitating and annoying. So I thought I'd talk a little bit more about that, and just in case some of you are inspired, how to go about change. So it might surprise you, but I didn't do these videos to turn you vegan. That's not my job, and that wasn't my intention. My intention was only to awaken you and to motivate you to inquire a little bit more deeply into entrenched beliefs. So often we inherit our beliefs from the education system or family members or culture or society or religion, and we inherit them but never actually deeply question them. We never actually consider them in a mindful way and decide whether they actually should be that way. And so some of my videos might have started you thinking about your beliefs around food and your beliefs around health. And so what's the next phase? You know, where do you go from there? So there's 5 accepted stages of change. The first one is pre-contemplation. So that's when you have a belief and you don't think there's any need to change it. You've never considered it necessary, or you've never even really thought about it. And at that stage, sometimes a family member or a colleague or a friend or an employer might challenge one of your beliefs and suggest that something needs to be changed. And generally our immediate reaction is to go up into defense mode because we've never thought about it before and we don't think that there's any need for us to change. And so if that's what's happened for you, if you're in that phase while you've been watching these videos, then I just encourage you to maybe think about that a little bit more. Drop the defenses, examine your beliefs and work out whether they are actually true or not. So pre-contemplation moves into the contemplation phase, and so that's the sort of belief changing process. So you actually start to examine your beliefs and work out whether they are actually true. And so in the pre-contemplation phase you might be thinking, oh, veganism is, looks great for other people, but it's just too extreme for me, or it's not for me, or whatever your belief may be. But when you go into the contemplation phase, that belief might change into something that motivates you. So something along the lines of, there's no denying that veganism is the healthiest diet. My aunt died of cancer. I really need to start thinking about getting healthy to prevent myself going down that same path, and so I'm going to give the vegan diet a go. So that's that sort of, and the cogs start to turn in that sort of direction of change. So that the contemplation phase is a great stage to start educating yourself, to really solidify that changing belief pattern. And so great things to do at that phase would be start watching documentaries, read books, look at articles, look at YouTube clips online, and there's lots of great resources. So great documentaries to watch would be things like Hungry for Change, Food Inc., Food Choices, Food Matters, What the Health, Cowspiracy, and if you really want to dive in deep, watch Earthlings. Once you've watched that one, it's highly unlikely that you'll go back to eating animal products. It's pretty confronting. There's also another great one that's going to be released in April of this year called Dominion, and that one is drone. It includes some drone footage of the intensive farming systems in Australia. So if you're one of those people that thinks these things don't happen in Australia, then try and watch that one once it's been released. Lots of great books as well. So books like The China Study or The Low Carb Fraud by Dr. Colin Campbell, How Not to Die by Dr. Michael Greger, The Starch Solution by Dr. John McDougall, Proteinaholic by Dr. Garth Davis. There's books by Paul Braggs as well, Healthy Lifestyle and The Miracle of Fasting. So there's heaps of great books that you can read about healthy living and what diet we should be eating as well. Heaps of great online resources as well. So YouTube clips by medical doctors that are doing some great work with the vegan diet. And yeah, lots of online articles on PubMed and that sort of thing as well. So start, if you're inspired to change, start really gathering all that information. So your contemplation phase is sort of about that, gathering everything to consolidate that changing belief. The next phase is the determination phase. So once the belief is solidified, that's when we can really harness a lot of determination to change. And so that's sort of it's the preparation phase. So that's when you'd start to throw out all of the unhealthy food choices that are in your pantry and in your fridge, go and do a shop, take a friend along if you're not quite sure what to buy. Take a friend that makes healthy choices and has a bit more of an understanding around food and get them to help you with that. Stock your fridge and your freezer and your pantry with healthy food choices, and then gather some recipes and maybe do up a meal plan for the week so that it's easy for you to start to change your habits and have great fallbacks. And probably go back and watch my changing your habits video for a few more tips around that sort of preparation phase. The next phase is action. So that's where things get fun. So that's when you start to actually live it and be the change and see how it feels. And I guarantee you the vegan diet is going to feel amazing. Possibly not in those initial phases. Some people do take a while to work through the transitional problems, and obstacles will come up, so be prepared for those and have a support system around you to help you with those and help you to work through those and find a solution. So then you come into the maintenance phase. So that's stage 5, and that is the phase that we aren't always well prepared for. So we sort of think when we're looking at change that we need to sort of get the ball rolling, but we don't always prepare ourselves for how to keep things going. So if you fail, if things sort of go back, if you regress to old habits, just see that as a stepping stone. Don't see it as a failure. You've got to just get back on the horse, so to speak. Keep at it. The longer you practice a new habit, the easier it gets. So just have faith in yourself and you will get there. So when you're in the maintenance phase, it's not all just about the belief and the motivation. You actually have to have other conditions in place in order to be able to continually be motivated to maintain that change in habit. And the most important part of that is living a high vibe lifestyle, a lifestyle where your happiness is supported. Because when you feel happy, you're more likely to make the best choices and you're more likely to be motivated to do something that's going to contribute and keep that happiness spiraling upwards instead of spiraling back down. So when you're in a darker place, it's really hard to feel motivated to maintain a habit or to change something. So work towards all of the other factors in your life that need to be in balance to keep your happiness in a stable state as well, and that will support the change. So then the next phase, which is something that we don't always think about when we're in the initial stages, is relapse. So that's when you automatically revert back to old habits, and as I said before, don't see that as a failure. Just see it as an obstacle that you've got to climb over and continue on the path to changing and solidifying your new habits. So I guess I just wanted to finish up with saying that I really do think it's our personal responsibility as humans, the species with the highest level of consciousness, to really raise the vibration of the planet and to make choices on a daily basis that contribute to the planet's awakening and holding it up in a place that is healthier and happier and more harmonious for all of us, all of the animals and all of the people on it as well. And I know there's so many inspiring people out there doing wonderful things in the world, and obviously not all of them are vegan. You know, I've got an amazing friend who started a grassroots organisation that got water points in subsistence areas of Africa so that people could have access to fresh drinking water. And I have another friend who's a farmer who's doing incredible things with improving the soil quality and you know, replenishing the land, regenerating the land. And you know, there's people out there that are zero waste and minimalists, and you know, traveling the world with their kids, and you know, only buying and supporting ethical, sustainable products. And you know, there's all sorts of ways to contribute to raising the planet's vibration. But for me, veganism is one of those ones that raises everything up. It will raise all of us up. It will tick so many boxes that you'll start to find yourself in a really wonderful place. And yeah, hopefully find a tribe that supports that so that it is easier to maintain that change, and really take personal responsibility for the direction the planet's going, the direction your own health is going, the direction of the health of your family. And you'll most likely find that that change in belief was a worthwhile thing to consider and manifest. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching some or all of my videos, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye.